And usually being bottom turret, you really don't want to worry about that. With taunt going off on the Nikki Poo, not much else going to happen there. But yeah, the mid turret is more important than the outer turrets. I don't know
Yeah.
why Umashi's down here.
Yeah, he's trying to make sure they decided to push that 3v1 top, and they did take that tower, which is good. That's a great amount of gold. I think they knew Lissandra didn't have a lot of AD. She doesn't have a lot of pushing power unless she has a huge minion wave with her. And so Umashi came bottom to try and stop this 3v1 that was on top of reality, but he's not going to stop anything because Lissandra can come down, and they've been using their waves very, very well, and I think they're going to take this. Although Nikki Poo is going to be in trouble. He's going to have to repel. There it is.
And that should be the turret.
Trying to stay down.
Oh!
Oh, oh no.
And Annie
Oh.
just laughs for the fun of it.
Honeydew maybe poking fun at his teammate, but now, yeah, that Valkyrie is going to have to be used. He was a little low on mana, but he's going to have to get out. Now we see Zed and Jarvan coming bottom. They have 5 here. They have 5. Art Style and Paradox have come down, and they're going to take a very, very early dragon.
This is a lot what we see with like some of the Koreans. I know TSM likes to do this. Is the 4 to 5 minute dragon? It just puts so much extra gold on. They traded turrets, but now 7.2 to 6.5k at 5 minutes. That's pretty big.
Yeah, that lead is already starting to get stretched out, and we see that Syntax has been really abusing these 3v1s and these swapped lanes. The outside turrets have been traded top for bottom, but they also got a dragon out of that. So no kills have been taken yet, but getting dragon, getting that extra gold is definitely worth it. And now we see them switching again to put Shen top and to put Varus and Sona in that 2v2 bot. So now we'll see some of that action that you were talking about where Annie could possibly blow up Sona, and they're going to have to be really careful against that support.
The issue is now Shen has 6 CS in or now 7 and Nasus has 26. He's got like 25, 30 stacks on his queue already. He's already going to be chunking out Shen before Shen even has any at all CS.
Yeah, and we talked about this before in the 2v1 lanes. You always want to compare yourself to the other 1v2, and in this case, Nasus is double the farm of Shen, so he can kind of bully him in lane, but he's actually bead, and so Shen's going to have some time to maybe catch up in minions a little bit.
And what really helped was when Nasus actually a teleport coming down. The stun is going to be on Art Style, and there comes the Valkyrie, and Nasus is coming in from behind, but there comes Jarvan. At the same time, Nikki Poo's going to come, lands the cocoon, and a good amount of damage going to come out on the Art Style as he does barrier. That is first blood coming out for the Corki.
And that's what they wanted with this tower down. They could not afford to be pushed so far forward. They don't even have wards in their jungle. So Elise came down. She used her flash cocoon. Nasus was coming down as well. And that made for an easy kill for Corki. And this is great for him. Right now we see him grabbing a longsword. And that could either be for a phage or we saw Corki go Bilgewater first. But I think more likely is him building that phage. And that was very, very well done. By Nothing to Prove. They're still behind in gold, but now it's not that much, and they're definitely
So be careful. Annie is just primed and waiting with that stun. Is going to hit the stun. Are we going to see the Frost Bomb damage coming out? He is going to have to flag and drag away and finds Art Style queuing up a Q there.
Waiting, poised with his piercing arrow, ready to go. Just in case Corki decided to go hyper-aggressive, but no. And now we see...
a lot of damage going to be coming back out from the blue team here, and Corki is going to pop Gatling Gun, and here comes Reality NK. The taunt is going to come down on the LOL Honeydew, and LOL Honeydew, you are going to go down the abuse of a little kid there.
Oh my god, he knew it. He knew as soon as he saw Shen, as soon as the ward went down in the brush, and as soon as definitely when he got caught by the taunt, that he was dead to rights. So he decided to just stick around and maybe waltz around in the bush a little bit dancing, and then Varus cleaned that up. So now we see kills going onto the Syntax ADC. We see Varus picking up a kill, and he's also a little bit ahead in farm and Corki. So now the team fight, if they choose to team fight soon, is going to be protecting the ADCs. That's the name of the game, because both of them are going to have the kill, they're going to have the most CS, and they're going to be providing the most damage.
And here comes the next issue. Yeah, they're going to get this turret, but look at what Nasus is doing. He is freezing this giant lane up here. He's already at 63 stacks on his Q. You need to stop the Nasus from farming, not let him farm. And in the mid lane, though, we do see the ult coming out from Lissandra. Lissandra doing a good amount of damage with the Ignite on the Zed, but this is like wonky in my head here, because you don't want Nasus farming. You want to stop him from farming. You want to put a lot of pressure on him.
when he puts that wither on whoever he chooses, when he lands that Q, and when he ults, he's going to be putting down so much damage on whatever target he happens to be on. He's free farming right now. Shen can do nothing about it because it's so far back. We see
Oh,
Jarvan
and they're
trying
going to
steal a
find out
buff.
Soaked here. He is going to have to flash over that wall. Are we going to see a repeat flash? No, we're not. The flag and drag, and he is fine. But already, I mean, they're scared of this Nasus, and this is like the big part that people keep forgetting about him, and you see it even in the pro. They let him farm, and then they don't understand why he's doing so much damage.
He hits like a truck if you leave him alone. A big thing there was that actually they took bottom turret. Artstyle and Paradox. Not only did they take the turret, but at least tried to stick around. They finished the turret fast enough to follow up and kill Nicky Poo, and the kill went to Artstyle. So we see 2 kills on Varus now. So he is going to be big. Those piercing arrows, especially now that he's almost finished with his Bloodthirster, they're going to be hitting hard, and that's going to be a problem, even if this Nasus gets farmed. I'm not sure if they'll have an answer for Artstyle.
And this is the big thing for the red team right now. They need to find some way to just wave clear these all together, or this turret right here, and just keep this turret up. They need to let Nasus constantly just freeze that lane up there and farm. If they keep wave clearing, they keep pausing the game, 20 minutes in, Nasus is going to be one-shotting the support.
Yeah, yes, and that's what they want right now, is they want to stall out, because as we've seen in every single game so far today, is that whoever takes the lead has been able to just keep snowballing and little by little push their advantages to win the entire thing. And right now we see the gold lead slowly creeping up for Syntax. They're 2K
Oh,
ahead.
and there comes the corrupted chains coming out from Varus there, and a lot of damage is going to come out. The ult from Zed is going to be able to get to kill. Crescendo is going to come out. Deadly Paradox is going to flash away, but Nicky Poo going to be able to get the blue buff from that. That is the turret, and damage is done, though, as they do pick up 2 kills, but Nasus is still at the same exact spot. This is reminding me of when Crumbs played top lane for Dignitas. He did this a lot on like Olaf. He would freeze it at one spot for 20 minutes at a time.
And then as soon as he comes into the next team fight, they're wondering why he can one-shot them.
I've watched streams, and I've seen where when Crumbs would play top lane, where he would freeze it right in front of his turret for literally like 15 minutes and not let the opposing person farm, and them complaining in all chat that they couldn't farm.
Yeah.
It's such a good skill if you know how to do it.
Yeah, and we see that Shen has 3 assists, which is definitely going to help his gold, but he's at 39 farm, which is the weakest out of anyone except for the supports, who of course don't even farm at all. But we see another dragon going to Syntax. That is 2 dragons. The next dragon is going to be spawning, I think, at around 17, 18. And there have been games that we casted today where teams haven't even gotten dragons until that point, but now we see them taking 2. They're definitely abusing this map advantage that they have of the 3 turrets being down for nothing to prove.
It's not much else going to be able to go out here. They need to get more turret pressure. This is the point where you need to keep pressure up, and you need to keep going. You don't want to sit back and farm. You don't want to stand around a lane. You don't want to stand around a jungle. Keep pressure up. But again, I know I keep talking about it, and I apologize, guys. But
no, Nasus, it's true.
91
so
CS to
farmed right
45. He's got, is that
He's beating his
171 stacks on his Q? His Q, I want to look at this. His Q is doing 110 plus 92 plus 174. He is sitting on now 2.1k on his second back.
Yeah, and he is out farming the Zed right now. That's something you don't see very often. It's very Zeds are infamous when they aren't banned, at least when they're actually in game. Zeds are infamous for being able to farm up like crazy and get the exact items that Umashi has here. They get Blade of the Ruined King, they get that Black Cleaver with the Brutalizer, they get Last Whisper, and they're able to blow people up. Maybe a fight happening here.
Oh, and there comes the ult coming out from Umashi. That's a dead Annie. Oh no!
What?
He survived!
How is that possible?
Oh, Umashi with the shadow going to be able to pick up the kill.
Finishes
He
up.
almost survived in there.
Yeah, everyone, I think Umashi and us, both included, thought that deathmark was going to be more than enough. But instead, he gets out with a sliver of health, and Umashi following up very, very well with that shadow and shuriken. Nash is continuing to farm top, and they're going to push here. With all of the crazy early dragons that they had, and all of the towers that they've been taking, I would not be surprised if we saw like an 18 or 19 minute Baron out of Syntax right now because their gold lead is 3K again, just creeping up. Everyone is going bot lane. They want to take another tower, and right now they're really in control of this match.
They need to keep this pressure up though while Nasus is farming. If they don't, he's going to come into one of the next team fights. He's got his teleport up. He's able to keep pushing up there. I mean, he's still sitting on what? Almost 200 stacks now? I mean, that's just nuts. He's got 204 stacks on his queue.
Yeah, this is, and now we see Nasus finally pushing, so he's returning the aggression. He saw all of them bot, and his team probably told him, like, you're free to push top now. Take this turret down, which he'll be able to do with his Q, which is so high stacked. He's going to be able to chunk that down very, very quickly.
Now all he needs is a Lich Bane, and he'll be good.
Yeah, he'll be one shot in these towers.
I always thought, why not play Nasus as a tanky AP, so he gets extra damage on his ult and extra damage on his Q?
Actually, his ult does scale on AP, but most people decide to build him just tank so that when he walks into a team fight and then ults, he is nigh unkillable.
Yeah.
We see Shen come and answer him top to save that turret, which is very, very well played. We see Annie going to be, while Elise clears the jungle. Corki went back to buy, and he finished that Sheen, so he's going to be working on that Triforce. Meanwhile,
that is a bad idea, Shen.
You...
I don't know. He's got some tank.
He finished Spirit Visage, which is really good, but now we see Jarvan come, and we see the flash from Drill.
And the Corrupted Shades is going to miss. Here comes Imashi, going to pop the ult, and that's the ult coming out of Drill. Drill trying to stay alive, but the Flagon Dragon to knock him up. Deadly Paradox going to be able to pick up the kill. Maybe the Nasus isn't going to be what the answer is, or they need right now, as Syntax are just constantly keeping the pressure up. They're just going to tank this turret and try to get it down. But here comes Tibbers, though, with a good amount of damage, but not going to be enough.
Team is not there. Corki is all the way bottom trying to push, and now we see Syntax putting down ping saying we can't let him push. We were wondering what the answer would be to Nasus, and I think a 5v1 was pretty sufficient. They were able to take him down, even after he used his flash and his ult, and they were able to put some pressure in top lane. Corki, though, meanwhile, is going to be pushing. I think Umachi's going to be able to answer him with that Zed, and he's going to be able to push him out. But right now, I think map control is definitely even. Somehow, Honeydew has been able to get out these wards on Dragon and at Blue Buff and on into their jungle. And they're going to see if Syntax tries to pull a Dragon. They do not have any Barons on ward, however, and that's where all of Syntax's wards are, is on the red jungle side.
So now they're just kind of roaming around, and I'm looking for more aggression out of Syntax. This is, like I keep saying, they don't want to go back right now. They don't want to stand around. They don't need to buy. They need to keep the pressure up. They need to get more turrets. And they need to do it in the next 4 to 5 minutes before you have that Nasus actually too tanky, or you have the Lissandra with her 8 seconds of invulnerability, or, you know, even just the Corki with the Trinity Force. They need to keep that pressure going, and they're not doing it.
Yeah, Lissandra almost finished with that Zhonya's. I think on her next B, she'll be able to get it pretty easily. And Corki still farming up. He'll probably pick up the entire Trinity Force on his next back, since the combination price is only 3 gold. So as soon as he has enough, he's going to buy that Trinity Force, and that's going to be a big issue. But hey, look at the build on Varus as they take Dragon. It's exactly what you were talking about. Getting that Bloodthirster, getting that Last Whisper.
Poke, poke, poke. That's all he needs right now. They need to keep sieging and keep throwing out that Q. They need to give him a blue buff and let him constantly poke.
And yeah, he had double buffs at one point. I'm not sure who he took them from. I'm not if Nicky Poo had died in the fight. I can't exactly remember. But he had double buffs, and he was able to spam all of his abilities before when they took up that push top and killed Nasus. But we see them secure another Dragon, which is just putting more and more and more of the gold disadvantage for Nothing to Prove. Right now,
coming out of Reality and K, always doing something between his auto attacks, and that is real key to show an advanced player. And he was doing a great job there of always moving between auto attacks.
Yeah, very, very, very good play by Reality here, trying to stall out this Nasus to make sure that the tower doesn't get pushed. But we see in bot lane, we're going to have a 4v4. Syntax wants to push this tower. They want to take this out, and they're pushing up with a cannon minion wave. We'll see if a big fight happens or if Nothing to Prove can clear. There's the Ice Shard from Lissandra, and with that AoE just completely clearing the minion wave, and now Syntax has no way to push.
Yeah, there's too much wave clear. That's the big issue for Syntax right now. Between
Hmm.
the between Corky, Lissandra, Annie, and
Yeah,
Elise, that's
yeah,
enough
exactly.
right there. And look at this in the top. That Q's starting to hurt. It's
Oh,
starting to
it's
hurt.
he gets that taunt off though, and Nasus doesn't care. He has a Glacial Shroud, and he has a Doran Shield and a Kindle Gem. 100% defensive items, and he is allowing the farm on his Q to do the damage, and Shen can't stop him. He gets a taunt under turret. That's one of the best things that you can get as Shen in a 1v1 lane, but it doesn't matter at this point. Drill Drill takes that top turret.
Or you could be like Hotshot GG and miss a point blank taunt into the I'm probably gonna get.
Swing it and
Oh,
miss.
and the Timber Stun is gonna come out. Here comes the teleport from Nasus. At the same time, Stand United is gonna be
Oh,
coming out. Mojon is gonna be able to pick up the kill on the Yumashi here, and Shen is gonna go down. That is one big takey Nasus double kill coming out. A great crescendo gonna hit on the 3 people, but a little too late here. Varus trying to get away. That's a triple kill coming out for the Corki. Are they gonna be able to catch up to the Varus? Lissandra, you need to be careful. Your ult's down, and there's the corrupted chains, and that's gonna be a dead Lissandra here. As Art's going to be able to pick up the kill. Is Corky going to be able to Valkyrie over the wall in time? He does Valkyrie, throwing out the rockets.
oh,
That is an ace coming out at 19 minutes.
beautiful play here by Nothing to Prove. They were slowly losing that control in gold, that control in team fights, but we see that Annie Stun starting everything. They blew all that they had on Zed, and the most important part of that team fight was that Varus was in the back autoing the turret. He was at a position, and when that fight happened, when the Jarvan ult came down, when the Lissandra Frozen Tomb hit, when Nasus teleported in and used his ult, when Corky's firing away, Varus is not in position to do any damage. And we saw the repercussions of that there. All of a sudden, they get an ace, and they push mid-turret. They're starting to control, they're getting wards out in the jungle. That was a fantastic capitalizing by Nothing to Prove.
And at what point did I say that Syntax needed to push before? 20
Yes.
minutes. And
Yeah.
look what happened. And Nasus actually bought an item we don't see much anymore.
He gets that frozen heart. He gets the Warden's Mail as well. So he's just building all of that armor. Since the most damage is going to be coming from Varus and from Zed, they're 2 carries. Zed replaces the AP carry and turns it into another AD carry. So I think in response to this team comp, he's just going to say, you know what, I'm just going to build 100% armor, and you're not going to be able to kill me in fights, which is what happened in the last fight. As soon as he ulted, they could do no damage to him.
And now it looks like there might be setting up for another type of team fight. Nasus is top. They know he's top. They know he doesn't have teleport. This would be the perfect time
Yeah.
to engage and make Nasus run all the way from top. But at the same time now, Nasus is sitting at almost... He's at 351 bonus damage on his Q.
Yeah, that is a huge amount. They've let him farm for free. He is going to be a big thorn in the side of Syntax, and they can't let Umashi get trapped. Honeydew had such a wonderful Tibber stun to shut him down. Lissandra followed up, Corky followed up, everyone focusing him down immediately, and they can't have that if Syntax wants to win these fights. Varus,
Oh, and Lissandra hits the ultimate, and a good amount of damage is going to go out. Crescendo and the Chain of Corruption, though, is going to hit on everybody. And look at this AoE damage. He is going to get onto Corky, and Corky is going to get shut down. Honeydew has to get out of the Drill, though, in the middle of the team, just trying to destroy everybody. He's starting to get low. That's a double kill coming out for Yumachi. Should be a triple. At the same time, though, Drill trying to get on Artstyle, and look at the Q damage. And it is going to be an ace coming out for Syntax.
holy cow, what a beautiful team fight. That reality taunt at the end, saving art style from the Nasus, auto attack. Absolutely beautiful. Right there, Lissandra was getting as close as possible to get to that frozen tomb. She landed it on Varus, but immediately Reality responded with that Stand United and protected him. Artstyle flashed out, Jarvan flag and drag hitting everyone, Cataclysm hitting everyone, Crescendo hitting everyone, and then they were able to follow up.
Oh,
with
and they're
that
going to
ace.
go with another fight here. They are going to catch out on Reality. But it's just Corky and Lissandra. He's like, okay, so what?
And he's gonna, yeah, with that Spirit Visage and that Giant's Belt, he's just gonna be able to walk away tanking all of the ice shards and all of the missiles. A beautiful fight from Syntax to take the lead again.
That was the best wombo combo they could ask for.
Yeah, exactly. I can't say it better myself. That was a little bit too far reaching. Slayer got that Frozen Tomb onto Artstyle, onto that Varus, and they thought that they could have it, but no. Reality comes in super clutch with the Stand United, Varus flashing out immediately, and that whole fight turned on its head for Nothing to Prove.
And actually, Varus, look at his boots.
Lucidity boots.
He wants to throw those Qs out even
Yeah.
more.
He wants to throw those Qs. He wants that chain of corruption more often. And honestly, with a fully he did not die in that fight. So I think his Bloodthirster is still fully stacked. It is. And with that last Whisper, he has enough damage. So he just gets those Lucidity boots to like you said, to get those Qs for his ult to be there. These wards are up though for nothing.
But yeah, that last fight, Barrier and Shen is what saved him.
Yes, that was so much of a shield, absolutely huge. And now they're going to take this dragon for free. And this is the third or fourth dragon, I think.
I think this is the fourth now.
Yeah, this is the fourth overall. You are correct. And this is we saw a very strong team fight out of Nothing to Prove, where they caught them out of position and they abused that so well. But now in a more even in a little bit more standard team fight, we see
they're gonna Fnatic.
They're waiting in the war, in the fog of war.
Oh, they found Corki. There comes the Zed ult going to come down. The Flag and Drag teleport is going to come out though from Nasus. We are going to see a team fight as he pops his ult. A 4-person crescendo does come out. The shutdown though is Zed is going to go down. The Cataclysm did catch out onto a few people here, and it's turning back around. Red team is just taking this team fight apart. That is a double kill coming out for them. Going on for the chases, and he is going to pop down. Lissandra, though, is right up with Artsy Style and with Sona. Sona going to be able to get the slow from her E. She is going to E over the wall. Are they going to be able to pick up this kill on the Art? They are chasing too much on him. They need this turret.
They do. That was a great team fight. We see exactly how skilled both of these teams are. In earlier games today, we see whoever has the gold lead pretty much took the team fight and took it easily. But now, as they move to Baron, we saw that last team fight. Both of these teams are so skilled in both mechanics and positioning. And even though the 4-man crescendo hits, the 4-man flag and drag, the 4-man taunt, it is not enough. They had enough damage. And Zed getting caught out of position early to try and catch that Corki. It was pretty much the exact same thing that happened.
Need to be careful. Zed has his ult, and he's going to be able to get here pretty quick. They need to use whatever they can to jump over the wall. Zed going to come in and is going to ult right on top of Drill. Might not be the best target for him to do it, but Drill getting pretty low. Ignite is down. Sona needs to hit one more Q, but a nice slow coming out from Slayer here. And Drill is going to be able to get away. No! The long-range Q.
Arrow. Genja is art style. But that was absolutely beautiful. A nice pickoff. Definitely Nasus with Baron is a nightmare, since he has so much health regen already. He has tons of armor going Frozen Heart into Randuins. You do not want Baron on them, but still we see Corki is 5-1. Elise is 4-3. Oh,
this game is still the biggest thing is this game is so close that every team fight is going the opposite direction.
Yeah, it's turning back and forth because it's all based on this positioning. We saw Nothing to Prove going too hard on this Varus, and they got caught for the ace. The exact opposite happened in the next team fight, where Umashi thought that he could catch the Corki, and he could not. He, in fact, got everything turned on him, and after the ult after ult started to hit him, he got completely killed, and then that pretty much ruined the fight for Syntax.
Completely killed?
Yeah, completely killed. Not half killed, not a quarter killed, completely killed.
So 14-11, 42.8 to 39.3, still ever so close. Baron buff is out on the red team, red team. Yeah, I had to double think here. I'm getting tired.
Yeah. I have them as purple, so I've been calling them out as purple all day. But yeah, we see them. They still have Baron buff, and it's still for a good amount of time. It's only halfway done now, and that means Corki, Lissandra, and Elise are all going to be packing a punch. And Syntax does not want to fight right now. They might see that they have the item lead. They might see that they have objectives pushed a little bit more. But with Baron, it's so easy to throw a game by
435 stacks on Nasus Q.
Holy cow. Holy cow. And he just keeps going, too. He's farming up, and we saw that hit on Varus, a team fight a while ago, where the only thing that saved him was the Shen taunt, because he was hitting Varus like a truck.
435 extra damage, sorry. 444 now. I had to rethink that statement. 430-something stacks would have been 400-something minions. Never mind.
Still good, though. Still great farming on his Q.
And
The
yeah, red
same,
team really needs to do something with this Baron. They haven't done anything.
yeah, and they should definitely be pushing objectives or at least trying to team fight, but they can't even get wards out. Annie coming around with the oracles trying to clear out all the wards, but Sona has been very, very proactive, and she has been very, very like what's the word I'm looking for? She's been very uh, yeah, I guess forward thinking in where they're going to be. She's been putting wards exactly where they're going to be walking, and she kind of has anticipated where they might be putting pressure, and because of that, they've been able to just kind of dodge all these fights.
And now we're into the slow paced game, and they're gonna try and take this out to the 40-minute, 50-minute range till the day have
Yeah,
full build. It seems like,
just because they do not want to fight. Syntax does not want to fight nothing to prove, especially while they have Baron, so they're just kind of trying to wait it out.
and
You
it's
see
a,
Varus with static Shiv now too.
and I don't blame them too. It's a good price, $300 and some RP for playing in a free tournament. I don't blame
Oh
them.
yeah, definitely. They wanna play this smart. They want to play it um, very reserved. They want to make sure that they feel confident and that they can win these fights, so that they can take home first place. We see Shen split pushing now too, and nothing to prove might be backing. Just to answer that, the Baron has run out, so now Syntax feels a little bit more comfortable if they can get the Jarvan ult and the Crescendo as well as the Shen taunt all together. Then they're going to be dealing a lot of damage, and they're going to be able to take the team fights again. And they want to do that now that Baron's gone.
And Corky up in the top lane, pings are out. They're gonna try and catch him out,
Yep.
but they need to do something like we've been saying with this Baron. And down in the bottom lane, Shen's pretty
Yeah.
tanky now, but so is Nasus. So it's just a wet noodle fight.
Yep, and we see that the Baron is gone now, completely wasted for. Obviously they got global gold. They were able to deny that Baron from Syntax, but at the same time they did nothing to capitalize on it. And so bot lane we see some trading going back. Nasus is going to be beating Shen badly.
You know, I was thinking about a wet noodle fight. That kind of phrase. Those wet noodles in the pool really hurt.
You, yeah. If you ever get whipped with one of those, it can definitely hurt.
Oh yeah. My grandpa had a pool for years, and those things are not fun. But yeah,
Okay.
now they're just kind of roaming around, and this is where, like, and I was talking about it earlier, and a lot of the other regions talk about NA not knowing how to close out a team or a game, and this just kind of shows it here. We're now 30 minutes in the game, and they're just wandering around.
Yeah, and although Syntax has been showing a lot more aggression, and they've been very, very smart in their play because they've waited out Baron. As soon as Baron was gone, they sent Shen to split push. They tried to catch Corki top. They've been way more aggressive when before, when Nothing to Prove had Baron, they stayed very far back into their own jungle. So Sona was putting out a lot of wards to make sure that they didn't get caught, and Nothing to Prove just did not feel confident enough to push and to be aggressive. But on the flip side, as soon as that Baron is gone, Syntax goes right back to playing as they were, with this hyper aggressive, right inside of your jungle and in your face playstyle.
The one thing that I'm still a little bit curious about is we have double Randuin's Omen.
Yeah,
Varus is playing as an AD caster. The one that's really only going to affect is between Shen, Jarvan, and Zed, which aren't really about attack speed. I mean, yeah, there's attack speed on that Blade of the Rune King, but it's more for the burst of health that goes missing from it. You know, I just
Yeah.
don't understand where they're coming from with the double Randuins.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that Elise is trying to build armor to. I mean, Randuin's is great for health and armor against that Zed and that Varus, but as far as the actives go, yeah, it doesn't really help. And we see
No, I
now
can see if, like,
we see Zed with a Guardian Angel too, which is going to make him way. He can be 5 times more aggressive and just still get out of fights because he can jump in on someone, ult, die, and then shadow and flash out.
oh, Nicky Poo might be getting cut out here. He is going to have to flash over the wall, and he should be fine. He knew that the repel, or if he repelled, there was no race there. But yeah, hyper aggressive. Nasus down in the bottom pushing, and they either have to hold off and let Nasus push, or they're gonna have to start a fight, let Nasus teleport in, and do something about it. But Baron is now live. If
Yes.
Nasus stays down there, that's going to be an easy Baron for Syntax here.
And Sona is taking out all the possible wards that he could teleport to, and I think they're actually. Wait, did she miss? She missed the ward in the top rush.
Yeah.
So now but Ping's going down. They think they're in that bush and they're trying to fake out a fight, but nobody turns up. And now they're coming in from the mid tower of Syntax.
Oh, and it looks like they do want to start something here. Gatling gun is out by Corky. There